Hey guys, what's going on? This is Aatrox and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat video. So the news came out yesterday that Mortal Kombat is done with making DLC and story chapters additions to the game. So all DLC is pretty much done for the game. Maybe skins will come, maybe probably just fixes and stuff like that for Mortal Kombat 1, but no more DLCs, no more none of that. And honestly, it's a little bit disappointing, I'm gonna be honest with you, because it keeps telling us that they're gonna make the game's gonna last long, and then like this time around it says it's gonna be much longer than Mortal Kombat 11, and that wasn't the case. Now I think that's more of a Warner Brothers kind of pulling the plug on Mortal Kombat 1. Probably, if I'm being honest, mostly due to Aftermath, probably the Aftermath sales, and probably Combat Pack 2, if I had to guess. Well, Aftermath is included with Combat Pack 2 if you buy it, but yeah, like I think it more has to do with that than anything else, maybe, because like I don't know, man, because like Mortal Kombat, I felt like it sold well. Like I think pulling the plug out this early is kind of a waste, especially when you look at the other big fighting games. They're still going, like Street Fighter is still going, so is Tekken. So you got Mortal Kombat bowing out of the contest so early on, and it's a bit disappointing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping for another combat pack where we get some characters that the fans wanted, but I'm gonna be honest, like it's kind of disappointing when you really look at like the state of Mortal Kombat 1 in terms of like from the beginning to the end. Now, like where the state is, the game is now, I think it's in a good spot in terms of gameplay wise. But I mean, a little patch here, a little patch there could have like really made the game like really good. But it's kind of the same case in Mortal Kombat 11, if we're being honest. But I just kind of want to talk about like Mortal Kombat 1 in general, just for my channel at least. Like when I first started the channel, I was making miscellaneous videos, and then like when Mortal Kombat 1 got announced, like that's kind of where the channel focused all the content mainly. Yeah, so Mortal Kombat 1 kind of like was that I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with the channel, and Mortal Kombat 1 came out, and I'm always been a huge Mortal Kombat fan, so I figured, you know what, let's just dive in and see what we can do with this channel, and like what could we create in terms of like content, because like I never did the whole content creation thing for a gaming channel before, and like this was like kind of like my first dive into it. And you know, I won't say I will say I'm a bit disappointed with how the whole ride was. Because like there was a lot of ups and downs going through it. Like obviously the launch of Mortal Kombat wasn't a good one. The game wasn't ready. It needed more time to bake, and it just felt like Warner Brothers was just trying to get it out, like to try and compete with Street Fighter. And personally, I think that was a bad decision on Warner Brothers' part. I think they should have waited longer, at least another 6 months to get it created. If I'm being honest, it should have launched closer to where Tekken was than, you know, where it ended up being launched. But because it launched so early, it wasn't ready, and the game suffered significantly because of that. Like so many different issues, like the player or host one advantage, the microtransactions. Like I could go on and on about all the different problems that I've repeated in different videos and stuff like that. Like Mortal Kombat 1, he had a rocky start, and I feel like now where we are now, it's in a good spot. But like there's so many different things that was wrong with it. The pay for the professional players, like not being enough to, or even anywhere where it should be with the amount of money Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 11 has made. Like honestly, I think the pro scene is where keeps people interested in the game long term, outside of just being a casual fan and stuff like that. Man, you have the diehards that are gonna play regardless. But my issues with Mortal Kombat 1, it's kind of like from the beginning, this game just felt like a cash grab, if I'm being honest. Like I'm not even like, just from my perspective in terms of like just what I've seen from Mortal Kombat, like everything was nickel and diming the fan base, like from the character skins in the beginning to the DLC characters to the Fatality DLCs and Aftermath, and even the Definitive Edition. I think the Definitive Edition, like to upgrade from a regular one, is still like $50 or something like that. I'm like, wow, that's kind of insane. If you already have everything in the game except for maybe missing a few things, I'm not gonna buy a whole nother game worth of content and a whole nother game price just to get a little bit more content. Like that doesn't make sense. Because I was watching like what's his name, Uncaged to talk about how like, you know, to upgrade it would be like $50 for people who already have it. Like it kind of doesn't really make sense. because I think they get like a Liu Kang skin or Sub-Zero skin or some in the movie skins, yada yada yada. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like personally, I think the rise with Mortal Kombat has been a lot bumpy, and I can see how some creators think that the devs need a break. But personally, for me, if I don't do my job well, I get fired. Right? I get reprimanded, I get suspended, something happens to me. I think people need to be held accountable for the game, if I'm being honest. And like this, if I'm being honest, in terms of like what really bothers me about the game, is not even the gameplay. I love the gameplay. I think the gameplay is fun. I'm not a huge fan of the cameo system, but I can live with it. For me, it's more of the rest of the content in the game, like the lack of PvE content, the lack of a good story, the lack of a good side story. Like in terms of Mortal Kombat 1, like the story itself wasn't. I'm sure there are some that will defend the story and say the story was good, but it wasn't. It wasn't good. Like it was cheap, bro. If I'm being honest, like the story just feels like it feels like a Marvel story. Like it feels like that's the kind of what they were going for, because maybe they didn't have a good idea where to take the story next. And if I'm being honest, like everything was set out. It was already set out for them. Like all they had to do was go down the Kung Lao story. Like everything was set right there. You didn't have to make another universe where the characters have different alignments. That was never necessary. Like all they had to do was go down to where the Great Kung Lao is. Because like I'm sure, like for a long time, there's a lot of fans that want to see the Great Kung Lao story, and this was the perfect opportunity. You resetted the timeline, and on top of that, you had Liu Kang meet with the Great Kung Lao, like to train him. Bro, right there would have been a great starting point, and you could have led from the Great Kung Lao's era into the new era towards the end of the game, or even midpoint of the game. That way you would have had characters from the Great Kung Lao's era and characters from the Mortal Kombat era. But again, another missed opportunity. I don't understand like what the writing team is doing, or like what these ideas are coming with. Maybe the team is too big now where they can't focus on like certain points of a game. Like, cause like from what I heard, right? I was watching Mike's do a live stream with a bunch of different like fans and creators, and they also had like a former dev of Mortal Kombat 1, and he basically said they have 4 years to develop this game, which I just don't see it. I don't see how this game was made for 4 years and it came out in that condition. Like like I said, the only thing I think of, and this is probably more along the lines of like why I think Mortal Kombat kind of needs to go towards more of a legacy game, is that these combat systems are taking too much time to make, and that's honestly messing with the process of the rest of the game. That's the only thing I can think of personally. I think that creating a new combat system every game, I don't know why this is a thing that Mortal Kombat has been trying to do for the last like 4 games. I feel like in the old games they weren't as prevalent as this. Like they always added something, but it wasn't anything significant to mess with the gameplay. Like if you knew how to do Scorpion Spear, you're more than likely gonna know how to do Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and that's how like it used to be. Like you know how to use these moves; they were very easy to do. But I feel like in these new Mortal Kombat games, they're overcomplicating everything. They're literally overcomplicating everything, from movesets to character stories, to combat systems. Like you overcomplicating things, and it's creating this weird kind of mix of combat in every single game. Like from Mortal Kombat 9 to Mortal Kombat S was probably the best era, if I'm being honest, in the modern games. But then you got Mortal Kombat 11, which the combat, obviously a lot of gameplay, people didn't like it. I was okay with it, more or less. I wasn't like a super fan of it, but I felt like Mortal Kombat 11 was more of a complete game. And I felt like they did a good job with everything. But then like, and I'm not even trying to compare the two right now, because this is more about Mortal Kombat 1. But at the same time, like when you talk about like a story and like good PvE content, you look straight to Mortal Kombat 11, because it's probably the best PvE casual player experience. And personally for me, I like the lower Mortal Kombat. I've always loved the lower Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat has been... I've loved the lore of Mortal Kombat since like I was a kid. I used to watch all the cartoons. I used to watch the Mortal Kombat Conquest. Anything that had Mortal Kombat name on it, I was there. I watched all of it. So being able to see how good the story was, and then like now, I don't know what the heck they were thinking with the story, like at all. Like even in Chaos Reigns, as much as I do like Chaos Reigns, at certain points of the story, the majority of the story was kind of trashy. Like we'll get into the aftermath. We're gonna go on this. This video is probably gonna be a long one, just because I want to break down like my thoughts on everything with Mortal Kombat 1 related. And like I kind of want to just go back real quick to the Great Kung Lao's era, right? So the thing is, with Great Cool Lance era, they have so many characters in it that you could keep, that you see recognizable in this era. You have Jade, you have Kitana, you have Sindel, you would have King Gorbak, you could have I forget how old the Prince Goro is. I think Prince Goro might even, no, Prince Goro would be it because he's the one to kill the Great Cool Lance. I'm bugging. Yeah, the Great Goro, King Gobrak. You could have probably Kitaro and Shiva. I imagine they all were alive around the same time. You could even go back into the show. Go back into the show and get the characters from the Conquest show. Even though a lot of people didn't like the game, whatever. You can pull those characters into this game. Like, these characters are made already. You just got to make them look cooler and give them a good story. And it would have been cool. Like, you could have already had a setup. You could have had it set up to where this is the Great Cool Lance era. You get to meet the Great Cool Lance, see his journey, and see ultimately where it led up. And this could be like, this could have been like one of those dark experiences I was talking about. And what I think Mortal Kombat 1 is missing and Mortal Kombat 11 is really missing is like that dark kind of like impossibleness of defeat, and that could have been the end of the story. And then like maybe at the end credit cutscenes, you could even have it show off Liu Kang and the rest of them, not even Liu Kang, but like Kung Lao, and then Raiden and them, and even do some DLC stuff. Like, there's so much stuff they could have done with this story, and it's really upsetting, bro. It's really upsetting with the direction they took it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, from the jump, once I found out, like, I think the first thing that really ticked me off about Mortal Kombat 1 was the Scorpion change. The Scorpion change has always pissed me off because I'm such a big Scorpion player, because Hanzo is like my favorite character in Mortal Kombat outside of like Liu Kang and maybe Kung Lao. They're like tied top 3, and like, he's my favorite ninja, and I really hate the way they did him in this game. I'm gonna be honest with you, and they give him some stupid story where he's a kid in this area, which I don't really get how he becomes a kid now versus like the rest of the cast being adults. Like, I'm kind of confused about that, and they never really explained why that was the case with the game. Honestly, I hate time stuff. I hate time stuff in video games because it's so damn complicated and they don't ever explain it the right way. That's why I hate timeline. Timeline is a crutch that for bad story writers, and I'm gonna say that because, like, I feel like timeline stuff is a crutch to kind of like, this is a placeholder to keep the game in a certain spot. And I'm gonna be honest, like, if I had to go around what I would have probably done with Mortal Kombat 1, if I wasn't gonna go with the Great Cool Lance era, was probably be show off the life of Liu Kang and Raiden. You know what I mean? Like, show it off a little bit, and then have it lead up to the point where they defeat Shao Kahn and Quan Chi and Shang Tsung and them. Like, it was never a need for Titans to show up in the story. If I'm being honest, all this stuff kind of pissed me off in the story in particular, because like, I feel like once the Titans showed up, it kind of messed with the story way too much. Because I feel like in the beginning of the story, they were doing a good job. Like, we saw the tournament, we saw Raiden and Kung Lao and everybody get practice and get good with the Shaolin, and then we're able to fight and defeat Outworld. And they had a good pace. It was doing good, I felt like. And then I felt like, you know, it got weird, bro. The story got weird once they started adding the Titans into it, Damashi, like all that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, it was cool when we first seen it, but when you look back at it now, it's just like, what was the point of putting the Titans in the story as early as they did? It had, like, for me, I'm not a big fan of the Titan stuff, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I feel like once Liu Kang won, and it was decided that Liu Kang would be the main, the timekeeper of our timeline, there should have been no more timeline stuff. Like, we saw Shang Tsung get deteriorated into dust, and then he comes back like nothing happened, and it's like, oh well, it's 2 possibilities that happened because of this fight. Like, there was no indication of something like that happening, bro. There was no bang or anything like that could have, like. It just felt like a cheap little way to bring back the Titan Shang Tsung, if I'm being honest, or the evil Shang Tsung. And then you had Kitana show up, Kung Lao, Raiden, like, and I actually like the scene with Kitana. I think it's probably one of the best scenes in the story, the Kitana and Liu Kang scene, and even the rest of them. I thought that was like one of the better scenes, but at the same time, I could have done without it. Sure, could have done without it, because like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I don't really like the way the characters interact with each other in the story, outside of, like, you know, the main characters, but like characters that actually had important details, like Liu Kang and Kitana, like, they don't interact with each other well. Like, I think it's just like they don't know. It's like Liu Kang doesn't even remember Kitana. Like, if I don't know, I maybe that's planned. Oh, he's trying to like detach himself from Kitana and stuff like that. But I don't like that. I don't like that he doesn't even like react to Kitana that much in the story. And even that Kitana had like such a small role in the story. It felt like Kitana like barely had any scenes in it, and that's why I was hoping for like a Kitana story. Like, because I felt like Kitana like is one of the most, if not the most important female in the game. Like Mortal Kombat, in every Mortal Kombat game, Kitana is like a central point in Mortal Kombat. Like, she fought off Shao Kahn like in Deception. Like, she killed Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 11, led the resistance, became became the new Kitana Khan of the Outworld. So like Kitana's always had like this huge role, and then like in this story she's relegated to a backup character. Like, even like, I don't know, bro, like there's so many things wrong with this story, and there's so many things wrong with the casual experience of this game. It's a little irritating. And like, I was kind of hoping with the conclusion of the story with one more DLC. That's why I kind of wanted the Kitana thing to happen. I wanted them to find a way to end the story off without timeline stuff being involved in the next game, because I'm about you guys, but I'm kind of like timeline out. Like, I'm tired of the timeline stuff in the Mortal Kombat story. I want good stories to come back into Mortal Kombat, and I feel like, yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 story wasn't bad. I think I actually liked Mortal Kombat 11 story probably more than most people do, just because like we saw Liu Kang come back to being a good guy. We saw all the characters we missed from Mortal Kombat 9 come back to being alive and back on the side they're supposed to be, and not these evil Revenant type characters. Like, it was cool to see that again. I loved seeing that again. Like, Liu Kang and Kung Lao are my favorite characters, so I hated seeing them on the other side when, you know, that's not what they represented. So like, I don't know, like I was hoping for the conclusion that was one more story chapter. Maybe they could find a way to just make it seem like it was a bad dream or a vision that Raiden was having during the fight, kind of like similar to Mortal Kombat 9, but not. I kind of wouldn't want them to go that route, because I feel like it would just be repetitive. But do something to where it's like a dream or something, because this whole Mortal Kombat 1 time stuff, it's so annoying. I just don't like it. I don't like it because with timeline stuff, it's so hard to tell good stories, because you already know these characters, and then you're trying to flip this story to go a different route. But I think it would have been, if you really want to set up this stuff with all the alignment stuff, I feel like going the route where you would have had Liu Kang and Raiden showing them craft the universe, and like kind of like Liu Kang explaining why he's doing certain things would have went a long way towards making the story a lot better, because like we know the history of Mortal Kombat, we know the history of the realms and how everything comes to be, but then like these changes throughout Mortal Kombat are kind of like whatever. But like, I think one thing that I really do like about Mortal Kombat was they brought in like 3D era characters like Nitara and Li Mei, Raiko. Like, they brought a bunch of 3D era. They showed a lot of love to 3D era, which was cool in my opinion. I really like that a lot. Outside of the choice of Nitara's voice actor, I think she kind of like did a lot, was detrimental a lot to her, in my opinion. I just don't really like. I don't think she was a good voice actor. You guys know what I'm talking about. But they did some good things with it. I feel like the gameplay is in a good state, even though maybe like one more patch would have been nice to like really make the game like a really good gameplay. Like, but whatever. That's different. That's not a big deal for me, if I'm being honest. But like I said, I think that the game really got canceled because of the Combat Pack 2. Aftermath. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I first saw Aftermath, I was excited for the possibility of the story, and then like I was excited for Sector and Cyrax, and the only reason I wasn't excited they were females. Now that wasn't what I was excited for. I was excited for the fact that we're gonna get Ketchup and Mustard back to some degree, and then like I did some things I thought they were gonna do, and it was a little weird. Like, they went from Sector being loyal to Sub-Zero to Sector being in love with Sub-Zero. Like, it was a weird dynamic. But I was like, is that really gonna happen? And like, people were like telling me like I was crazy. I was like, nah, this looks like she loves Sub-Zero in the trailer. And like, the whole Aftermath story Honestly, my favorite, I thought it was cool for the most part. Like, I thought it was like, I think what I would say is I like the idea of a dungeon, escaping a dungeon to get out, and like that we had a character die, and we had a character die in the Aftermath story, which was this alternate version of Rain, which I actually like the alternate version of Rain. I think his character seemed cool and everything like that. Even Tiny was cool as hell too in the story. So I like that part, but I can see where it gets a little goofy with the whole trying to recreate Noob and Scorpion's kind of rivalry when it's just not the same thing. It doesn't feel the same. Like, I mean, yeah, they're rivals because he let his father die, yada yada yada, but it just didn't, I feel like it didn't have that impact. And even Noob Saibot's character, it didn't feel like he had that impact of like the Brotherhood of Shadows. Like, I don't know, like I don't really like the fact that he came back to being a good guy, even though like he ended up being back to bad at the end of where the story concludes. But like, there's so many things that are just, it's like, what the hell were y'all thinking? Like, for instance, why give Havik the Kamidogu if he could be defeated by Noob? Like, that's my biggest issue with that story, is the fact that Noob is able to defeat not only a Titan, but a Titan who also has the Kamidogus. It's like, bro, you should not be able to defeat a Kamidogu empowered Titan as a regular character in the universe, even if you got a buff with the Chaos Energy. Chaos Energy shouldn't be enough for you to be able to defeat a Kamidogu. Okay, maybe a Titan. Maybe like the Chaos Energy is kind of equivalent to a God power in this particular era, which I don't really think it does. I think it's not as strong as like say per se like Raiden giving up his immortality and godhood to Liu Kang. I don't think it's on the same level. And even then, like for Liu Kang to win that fight with Kronika, he needed to be a god. And even then, like that fight, like, you know, it kind of he needed a bit of luck to win that fight against a Titan. But this person, Havik, has Chaos Energy. He was a Titan, and he had the Kamidogu powers. He had the power of the Kamidogu, all the Kamidogu, not like only a few. He had all the Kamidogu, and like for me, it's a bit disappointing to see Noob Saibot win that fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he should have won that fight. I think they kind of like depowered what's it called, Havik towards the end, because like even like when you saw Havik fight Liu Kang, Raiden, and Kung Lao, he mopped the floor with them. But you're telling me Noob Saibot defeats all three of them? Really? Like, there's issues with the power scaling in Mortal Kombat. It's always been that way, but that was just egregious, bro. That was probably the most egregious one out of all of them. Like, if it was a regular fight, whatever, regular character's fine. But this is like the final boss, and like a super powered, that before he even had the Kamidogu, he was putting hands on the three Shaolin, and then you're telling me that he's suddenly able, that Noob Saibot can overcome Liu Kang, which he can't. He can't beat Liu Kang in a one-on-one fight. We know that. But I don't know, like that. There's so many issues with Aftermath, and then like the changes of Cyrax's sector. There was so much going on in Mortal Kombat 1's story from beginning to end, and like personally, I don't know, man. Like, and I was talking to my boy yesterday, like, because like when we heard the news, and he was pissed off. He's probably more mad than I am, and he doesn't even know if he wants to support the next Mortal Kombat game. Like, he's that upset about this ending, and I don't know if I can blame him, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it just seems like Mortal Kombat has this thing where it doesn't support their games very long. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like Mortal Kombat 11 got what, a year of support? I think it was that November that the game, and that's 2020 November when the game service kind of got cut, and then this time it was what was it? This one was longer, but it wasn't as long as everyone was kind of claiming it was gonna be supported. But if you're gonna make us spend $110 for premiums and above that, if we have to pay like $70, like per se, because I think like after taxes, like the base game would probably be like around $70 or something like that. If you're gonna make that spend these egregious prices, like at least have the game supported for longer. If not, then you need to reduce the prices to like $40 or something like that, because like it's a bit unfair for, I feel like, the community to get excited about a Mortal Kombat game, but then like knowing that it's not gonna last that long. And personally, I'm kind of not okay with the fact that they did that, because you got games like Street Fighter that came out before Mortal Kombat that's still going to be supported after Mortal Kombat. Like, that's insane. Same thing with Tekken. Tekken came out a little bit after Mortal Kombat, but it's probably going to have a longer support cycle than Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is like cutting off the servers way too early, I think. I don't understand. And like, Mortal Kombat is in probably the best space it's been in since ever, like the whole beginning of Mortal Kombat 1. I'd say like this is the best space. Like, if anything, I don't know why they're cutting out service for this outside of Warner Brothers just interfering, saying no, move on to the next game. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. And like, honestly, it just feels like a money grab for Mortal Kombat 1. Like, it feels like they just, like, I don't know, it's saying they're developing these games for 4 years, but I feel like every year to 2 years the game ends, and then we have to wait another 2 to 3 years before the next Mortal Kombat game comes out. And even then, like, there's been rumors of I haven't talked about it, but there's been rumors about Injustice possibly leaking. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not a huge Injustice fan personally. I don't like Injustice. Like, I don't like Injustice the way everyone did. Like, I like the first game. I think the first game was cool, but the second game, like, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'll play it. I'll still play it. Like, it's not the game I want, but you know, I'll play it if it gives these people a break. And maybe that's what Mortal Kombat devs need. Maybe they need a break. Maybe they need a break from making Mortal Kombat games to sit there and just regather their thoughts. But I feel like personally they need to hire more story team. Like, the story for Mortal Kombat 1 needs to be more of a factor, because like it's so, bro, it went for something so good to like this crap we got in this game. Like, personally, I'm not a fan of it. And I get they want to change the alignments and stuff like that, keep the game fresh, but who wants that? Who in the community asked for a fresh start? Who asked for new alignments? Who asked for this shit? No one asked for it. Like, you're just giving something that no one asked for. Like, if there was if they made a poll or something like that and asked the community, hey, you guys want to see the same thing over and over, I'm sure they'll say yes. Just put a tune on it. You have like 9 realms, 7 realms, whatever. You have all these realms like that you can go into to really change up the story, but instead they kind of just reset and just start again. Like, I feel like every other game, Mortal Kombat is restarting the timeline and changing some bullshit. Like, no one is asking for that. No one wants that. Everybody just wants the story they know, the characters they know, and just change it up a little bit. Give a little story. Look, Tekken 8, bro. Like, Tekken 8 hasn't changed anything. They haven't restarted nothing. Their story is still the same. And I'm not even a Tekken fan like that, but I can see what they're doing over there from afar and be like, hey, they're able to keep changing these stories up for a way that people are receptive to. So like, I'm like, I don't really understand why Mortal Kombat feels the need to change so much. Like, and I feel like it's the story, it's the gameplay. Every game they feel like they have to change in order to proceed and meet fans' expectations. But that's never what we wanted. We didn't care about that. We want a game that's good, that is fun to play. That's all we want, is a game that's fun to play. And like, having some additional PvE experiences is cool, so you have some time to unwind from playing competitive. You know, sometimes people get competitive, people get too heated, and yeah. But like, having a good sample size of PvE content like MK11 had, was like the Crypt, the Towers of Time, and a bunch of the other stuff. So I don't know. Personally, I don't know where we're gonna go in terms of the channel. I probably will still keep making the fan story I've been working on. Personally, I just haven't had the money to do the story the way I want to yet. So I'm waiting to get my full-time job. Once I start that and I get money on the side, I'll update you guys on when we're gonna be pretty much when we're gonna be doing the next story. I have the story written already. I have the idea of how it's gonna come out. It's just about getting voice actors and stuff like that in order to get the story out. This is, like I said, this is bad news for Mortal Kombat all around. I feel like Mortal Kombat 1 is in a good space right now, and like this would be the best time to really it's like the biggest opportunity to keep the game going and putting out good content. Like, especially when you look at the rest of the fighting game community, where people are like, and like Max said it, that the rest of the community's games are kind of like in a bad spot, and Mortal Kombat 1 is probably in the best spot right now. And for them to cancel DLC and stuff going forward, I think it's super disappointing, bro. It's super disappointing, and I hate it. Like, I really do hate it. I felt like Mortal Kombat 1 was in the best spot it's been in terms of like where the rest of the fighting games have been the whole time. Because like, if you really think about it, like, even during like the esports last year, like Mortal Kombat was so low on the list, like, and now Mortal Kombat could have been the the main attraction, like if in terms of like where casuals go to right now. And I don't know, bro. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but it is what it is. Like I kind of want to talk about this subject with you guys because like Mortal Kombat has done a lot for this channel. If I'm being honest, like Mortal Kombat, I brought in a lot of like new subs and stuff like that for you guys, and I appreciate everybody that's joined the channel. I'm not sure where we're going in terms of Mortal Kombat content now that there's no news and everything's kind of closed off. Like maybe we'll continue, maybe we'll go and do some start posting some gameplay for Mortal Kombat clips instead, because like I never really did that. I think I did in the beginning of the game, but I haven't really done it recently. I gotta think where the channel is gonna go, because like I've built up other games on the channel as well, just because I wasn't sure where Mortal Kombat was gonna go for the last couple of months, because like the lack of like communication with from NetherRealm to the fans about where Mortal Kombat was going, so it kind of like put me off. So I was like, you know what, let me start posting other games on the channel. Plus I really enjoy playing Expedition 33, and I enjoy playing Marvel Rivals and the First Descendant. Like there are other games I enjoy right now. It's just sad that we get this news from Mortal Kombat. Like I was kind of hoping they would do a little bit more, but at the end of the day, what are we gonna do? Like if it's Injustice 3, whatever, that'd be Injustice 3, I guess. Personally, if we're gonna get a DC character, a DC fighter, can we not get another Injustice? Can we do something else? Like I'm a little over the evil Superman trope that they keep doing with the game. Can we go to like Elseworld or Flashpoint? Like, can we do a different type of DC fighter where the story is actually cool? Like, I don't know how many times you're gonna do the story of bad Superman comes back, yada yada yada. They fight, he loses, and then back to Batman winning, and yada yada yada. That's literally every Injustice, I feel like. And I feel like I wasn't really a huge fan of the second Injustice. This is the first Injustice I was a fan of. But if we're going to do a DC fighter, please, can we do different than Injustice? Like, y'all should have full reign over that, unless they're being forced to do that from Warner Brothers, and it is what it is. Hopefully they fix all the issues Injustice 2 had, and not make the game so damn zony, because that's one thing I think it really turned me off about Injustice 2 was how zony that game was. And I don't know, like personally, I don't know, like I'm not really much of a DC fan, if I'm being honest. I'm more of a Marvel fan, so I guess that's kind of like why I'm not the biggest fan of Injustice, but it is what it is. Like I like the Flash is like my favorite DC character, if I'm being honest. But yeah, okay, I think that should about cover it. Like I know this video was kind of long and certain points I was rambling, but I felt like I needed to get out these points for you guys to kind of like understand where I'm at in terms of Mortal Kombat. Like I'm not sure where the channel is gonna go, and maybe I'll make a video about where we'll be going in terms of content for Mortal Kombat. Maybe we'll even do some old school Mortal Kombat games. Maybe we'll do some like MK9 or even MK11 type games. Like I don't know, we'll see. Like I was also thinking about doing like more Let's Plays, like from maybe some of the older games. Like if that's something you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section, because I never really did the Let's Play games, obviously, because like this channel kind of came about in like 2022 to 2023 area, so I never really got a chance to do like Let's Plays for the older games. So if you guys want to see something like that, you know, we could do something like that. But anyways, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Yeah, I put a poll to kind of decide if I was gonna do this a stream or if I was gonna do this for an actual video, and most of you guys decided you guys want, yeah, all guys actually was all video. So thank you guys for participating in that. I appreciate everybody that's joined the channel over this last 2 years and kind of like helped me grow, because you know, I wasn't sure how this YouTube thing was gonna work and how to do this, because I never really did anything like this before. Because I think I was at like 50 subs, or maybe probably like no less than that. I think I was like 13 subs back then. Now we're at almost 400. It was a 2-year span. Like it's cool, man. Like I appreciate everybody that's joined the channel and like commented, and then even like on the fan fiction videos that I made, just commented and giving me good support back, and just, you know, shared their opinion, whether it be positive or negative. Like I really appreciate all you guys kind of like tuning in with me through this whole Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat game, this journey that we've been a part of. So hopefully in the next one, it's a better experience for the whole community, because I felt like Mortal Kombat 1 had a lot of like infighting between the fan base, depending on whether you were supportive for the game or whether you were negative about the game. Like I think hopefully the game goes back to being a 1v1 fighter. If you guys want to know what I would like to see in the next game, I'm gonna post it at the end of this video, so you guys can see what my thoughts would be for the next game. It's a long video too. Don't get me wrong; it's like an hour long, but I think it's a lot of good. It's a lot of good talking points in that one, because I felt like I really did a lot with that video. I broke down every aspect: story, gameplay, fighters, unlockables, stuff like that, and mini games. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll put that at the end of this video. But thank you guys for checking this one out. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And let me know you guys thoughts about Mortal Kombat 1 not continuing on at this point. All right, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.